Hello everybody, welcome back to another outside video. I haven't really done one of these in quite a long time. I think mostly because of COVID, but then also feeling like it wasn't very professional or interesting. But I did think that I would like to talk a little bit about how 2022 has been for me and my family and what I sort of expect to come in the future. So obviously there's a lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment, like the invasion of Ukraine and COVID. So I don't really want to talk too much about those sorts of stuff because that's very too much. But personally, the start of the year was a bit of a letdown really, because my oldest brother, he went to hospital and he's got some liver damage, so that's been kind of stressful and worrying. And then my mum, she has an autoimmune disease, and now she is getting off of the steroids and changing medication, and that's causing her quite a bit of stress because she was actually feeling very energetic and able to do a lot more stuff than she had been before she got the diagnosis and everything. So there's, a stressful transition period. And then for myself, I have been feeling pretty good, but when I increased the sertraline, or Zoloft as it's known in America, I started to get, more anxiety. But that's sort of expected when you increase antidepressant medication. Usually you feel a little bit bad for a couple of weeks and then you get the benefits. So now I'm, starting to get back to a better place, and I'm on also 150 milligrams of quetiapine, which is like a mood stabilizer, which I think has really helped a lot. But I think that I'm actually anemic at the moment, and the reason why I think that is, first of all, I've had anemia at least 5 times before, so I've had treatment for it 5 times, and I have bruises all over my leg, both my legs, and I have been feeling really, really tired during the day, and also I have sores in my mouth, and it's that sort of time of the year where that sort of thing does happen for me, where I start to feel like there's some deficiencies in my body. So I booked an appointment for the doctors, but unfortunately it's a month-long wait, which was really, really not what I was expecting, and that's not very good, because that means I have at least another month of feeling really, really tired during the day, and possibly having more sores and bruises and just having a difficult time making it through the day. But I'm going to ask the psychiatric doctor if I can get blood tests through them, because I'm talking with her on the 7th of March, and it would be really good if I could actually start getting treatment for it, because there's also nowadays more longer term treatments, which I think I would be eligible for because of my repeated anemia, and that would be really good if I could avoid having to, have a lack of energy at certain times of the year. So those things are obviously pretty negative. And then I had an art exhibition at Louis, which is a cafe on Surdamum, and I didn't sell anything, so that was disappointing. And I'm not really sure what I could do about it, because I kind of think like advertising, am I advertising? But I mean, I can't really think of how I could have, like the cafe itself was like the advertisement, and that didn't really work. But I also had birdhouses that I had painted for work, and there was a little bit of an exhibition there, and I got a commission from that, so I got to paint a new birdhouse. So that's definitely a big positive. And I have sold a few postcards for my artwork, so that feels pretty good. And then obviously, I just gotta keep making videos and keep making art, because I have been really enjoying it. And even if I'm not, making money from it, it's definitely feels like I'm getting more skillful, actually. And that feels really great. I feel like I'm starting to get a lot more depth into the artworks that I make. So that feels really good. And another positive thing is that I've been really into doing puzzles. So I have been now onto my second 3,000 piece puzzle. Last time it took me a week to do it. That's not like in terms of time, but like just 2 hours a night for a week. And this one I think will go even quicker, because I'm on fire with the puzzles. But soon I'll be out of puzzles, and then I'll focus more on art. And it's a lot easier to focus on art in the summertime, because you don't have to worry about feeling cold. You can go out and take photos and inspiration and things a lot easier. And then I guess the final positive thing that I wanted to talk about is that I've finally been able to read books again. Because when I suffer from anxiety, my mind just doesn't work the way it should, and I can't retain the words that I'm reading. But now I have been able to. So I'm actually onto my third book since the start of the year. Well, really since the start of February, because that's when I started. So first I read this book about this expedition that some Swedish guys did, where they thought that they could make it to the North Pole by taking a hot air balloon. So stupid. And it's a true story. And this Swedish doctor, she really wanted to find out what really caused their death. And I'm thinking about doing a separate video on it. But anyway, it was really interesting to read. And then the second book I read was Kafka's America, which is actually not a finished book, because it was one of the first ones that he wrote, and then he put it on hold, and then he just didn't do any more of it, and then he wanted his friend to burn the transcripts, but he didn't do that. So I read that, and it actually gave me a lot of anxiety, because usually I really like Kafka, and I think that the way that he sort of describes these situations, that it can be really funny. But this one, I guess I just felt really bad for poor Carl. And then now onto my third book. I'm reading Dante's Inferno, which is actually a poem. But the thing is that since it's translated into English, the rhyming method that he used obviously doesn't translate. And I talked with my friend a little bit about that, and that's one of the downfalls. But you can't learn every language to be able to read their books or poems or stories in the way that they should be read, which is unfortunate. But I think that the translation is done well enough that you can get a really good picture of what's going on. And then you just got to keep in mind that, in the original language, it's probably a lot more eloquent and a lot more, I would say, rhythmically captivating. So you can't, you can't judge it based on the translation. So yes, some good things, some bad things. Most of the bad things are to do with health, and most of the good things are to do with a better mental state. So I'm happy with that. If I have to be a little bit anemic and tired in exchange for being able to enjoy life, then I can accept that. So yes, I am out for a Saturday walk in the sun, and it's probably the last snow day for the year, I think. And then we will be getting into spring. So I will see you guys next time, and I hope everybody stays safe, and takes care of their mental and physical well-being, so that I can see you in the next video. Hey doll!